The Dead Mother by Edvard Munch. Edvard Munch, a Norwegian symbolist, was deeply shaped by personal tragedy. His mother, Laura Catherine Munch, died of tuberculosis when he was 5, and his sister Sophie succumbed to the same disease at age 15. The Dead Mother depicts a young girl, often interpreted as a stand-in for Munch's younger self or his sister, standing beside her deceased mother's bed, her face frozen in despair. The painting's haunting quality is amplified by anecdotal reports of viewers feeling uneasy, with some claiming the girl's eyes seem to follow them, or that they hear faint rustling sounds. Created during a time when tuberculosis was a widespread scourge, the work also resonates with the era's collective fear of untimely death. Munch's own writings reveal his torment. Sickness, insanity, and death were the angels that surrounded my cradle, making this painting a deeply personal exorcism of trauma. The Hands Resist Him by Bill Stoneham. Bill Stoneham, an American artist, created this painting during the early 1970s, a period marked by his exploration of surreal and unsettling imagery. Little is known about his personal life at the time, but the painting's creation was originally commissioned for a gallery show. The painting depicts a young boy standing beside a doll-like girl with a blank face holding a glass ball, while ghostly hands press against a window behind them. Painted in 1972, it gained infamy in 2000 when it was listed on eBay with speculations that the painting was haunted or cursed. The figures in the painting were reported to move at night, with the boy stepping out of the canvas or the doll wielding a gun, causing viewers to faint or feel ill. The painting's disturbing aura is rooted in its unsettling composition. The boy's vacant stare, the doll's eerie lifelessness, and the disembodied hands evoke a sense of trapped souls or supernatural menace. Stoneham later explained the work was inspired by a childhood photo of himself in subconscious fears, with the hands symbolizing barriers or alternate realities. The painting's darker legacy includes unverified claims of misfortune, such as the deaths of a critic and an actor who owned it within a year of its 1974 exhibition at the Feingarten Gallery in Los Angeles. Judith Beheading Holofernes by Artemisia Gentileschi. Artemisia Gentileschi, a Baroque painter, was one of the few prominent female artists of her time. This painting depicts the biblical story of Judith, a Jewish widow, beheading the Assyrian general Holofernes to save her people. Gentileschi's version is strikingly visceral, with blood spurting and Judith's determined expression as she grips Holofernes' hair. Art historians widely interpret the painting as a symbolic act of revenge, with Holofernes' face possibly modeled after Agostino Tassi, Artemisia Gentileschi's art tutor who sexually assaulted her at 17 years old and endured a humiliating public trial in 1612, where she was subjected to torture to verify her testimony. They say the painting reflected Gentileschi's rage and empowerment after her assault. Painted in Florence after her move from Rome to escape scandal, the painting shocked 17th century audiences for its graphic violence and the audacity of a woman portraying such a scene, challenging patriarchal norms. Gentileschi's own letters and trial records reveal her strength, but also the lingering pain that fueled her art, making this work a powerful testament to her survival and defiance. The Raft of the Medusa by Théodore Géricault. Théodore Géricault, a French romantic painter, was known for his intense commitment to realism and his fascination with human suffering. The Raft of the Medusa depicts the aftermath of the 1816 wreck of the French frigate Medusa off Senegal, where 147 survivors were abandoned on a makeshift raft, leading to starvation, dehydration, and ultimately cannibalism. Only 15 survived after 13 days. Géricault, outraged by the scandal and the incompetence of the ship's aristocratic captain, spent months researching the event, interviewing survivors, and studying corpses to capture the horror authentically. He reportedly kept decaying body parts in his studio and visited morgues to observe cadavers, adding a macabre dimension to his process. The painting's massive scale, 16 by 23 feet, and dramatic composition with emaciated bodies and a desperate survivor signaling a distant ship, shocked the 1819 Paris Salon, where it was seen as a critique of government negligence. Géricault's own mental health deteriorated during the project, and he died young in 1824, possibly exacerbated by the emotional toll of immersing himself in such a grim subject. The Camden Town Murder by Walter Sickert. Walter Sickert, a British painter associated with the Camden Town Group, was known for his gritty depictions of urban life. The Camden Town Murder, also known as What Shall We Do for the Rent, was inspired by the 1907 murder of Emily Dimmock, a sex worker found with her throat slit in her Camden Town flat. Sickert, fascinated by the case, painted a series exploring the crime, depicting a nude woman lying lifeless on a bed, with a clothed man nearby, creating an ambiguous narrative. Sickert's focus on the seedy underbelly of Edwardian London challenged the era's moral sensibilities, and the work's open-endedness, is the man a killer, a lover, or a mourner, heightens its disturbing quality. Later conspiracy theories, notably by author Patricia Cornwell, suggested Sickert might have been Jack the Ripper, though this is widely debunked by historians. Nonetheless, the painting's connection to a real murder and its stark portrayal of vulnerability make it chilling. The Fairy Feller's Masterstroke by Richard Dade. Richard Dade, a Victorian artist, was a promising talent before his mental health deteriorated. The Fairy Feller's Masterstroke is a meticulously detailed painting, depicting a fantastical scene of fairy figures gathered around a woodsman poised to split a chestnut with an axe. Painted over 9 years, while Dade was institutionalized after murdering his father in 1843, believing him to be the devil. The axe-wielding figure is speculated to symbolize Dade's patricide, as the act of splitting the chestnut mirrors the violent act against his father. Dade's accompanying poem, Elimination of a Picture and its Subject, describes the scene in obsessive detail, revealing his delusional state. The painting's dense, almost hallucinatory composition with tiny figures frozen in eerie anticipation reflects the artist's isolation and mental turmoil. Commissioned by George Henry Hayden, a steward at Bethlehem, the work was never fully finished. So what do you think? Which of these paintings gave you the biggest chills? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're brave enough, stick around and explore more of our spine-tingling stories right here on Unfolded.